I'm going to show you how you can use Checkbin to compare and choose between different models. Now, between the base models and various fine-tuned versions, there's a huge number of different options for image generation models. If you're building some sort of application that uses these, it can be hard to know which one to choose. I'm going to show you how you can answer that question with Checkbin. To do this, let's jump into some code. For the sake of this demo, I'm going to compare three different models: Stable Diffusion 3, Stable Diffusion 3.5, and Flux 1. Now, in addition to choosing these models, I'm also going to need some prompts to compare them with. Today is October 31st, so in the spirit of Halloween, I decided to use variations of the now infamous "a woman laying in the grass" prompt. If you aren't familiar with this, you will see why I chose it shortly. I made this JSON file that has about 100 different variations of this prompt, and I can use it in Checkbin. Now, I'm going to spare you the details of everything that's happening in the code. The important part is that I'm passing that list of examples into the Checkbin SDK. What this is going to do is create one image for each one of those examples with each one of the models we're trying to test. The images are then going to get uploaded to Checkbin, where we can easily visualize the results and determine which model is best. I'm going to go ahead and run this now. This is the Checkbin dash. You can see our run here, and you can see that it completed 94 of the 94 tests that we tried to run. Let's click this View in Grid button to see the results. In this grid, you can see our input, so here's our prompt and our negative prompts, and then you can also see the image that was generated for each model for that input. I'm going to expand this so we can see the images a little bit better. Scrolling through these, true to form, Stable Diffusion 3 has created some Halloween-worthy monstrosities. Now, just looking at the results, even with only the few that we've looked through so far, it's pretty clear which model is going to be best. Stable Diffusion 3 looks pretty consistently weird and bad. Stable Diffusion 3.5 looks okay in most cases, but isn't quite as good as Flux. And now Flux, in almost all cases, looks pretty damn good. So that's the answer to my question. If I were writing an application that wanted to feature images of people lying on things, I would certainly focus on Flux 1 and really avoid the Stable Diffusion 3 series of models. Now, this is sort of a silly example, but hopefully you can see how you can put in prompts and models that might be relevant to your application and then use Checkbin to easily determine which one's going to be the best. And of course, you can do the same for hyperparameter tuning, prompt engineering, really anything that you do to configure your inference pipeline. You can try different variants of it and then use Checkbin to visualize and determine which one looks best.